What is going on YouTube? It's Sank. We are back with another one. Alright guys, that concludes a wild week in these markets. Now this week the market brought maximum heat. So if you're feeling the pressure, I want you guys not to panic. Got to remember, we're all in this journey together. Now what you got to know is a lot of these plays, they're breaking through their supports, dropping through their moving averages. So they're going to come down. It's just their natural movement. And what you need to do is just need to accept that and embrace it. You already know the best time to catch these quality plays is when they're on the cheap. So hopefully you guys have been out there in the markets picking up these deals. You already know this is the best time to get busy in the markets while these plays are on the low. That being said, in this drop, coming at you guys with a play to pick up next week in these markets. Got an opportunity, so I'm gonna make sure it's on your radar. Now, before I get to that play, check this out. So the headline is US retail sales unexpectedly rise 0.6% in June. So as I've been saying to you over the last couple of weeks, one of the key winning things we're going to be seeing as investors is this increase in consumer spending. So we want to make sure we're positioned in the right types of plays. As I say, it's all about moving in the right types of lanes. So we've got a ton of plays in the portfolio that's going to benefit off that. And one I want to draw out, bring to your attention, that ticker symbol RVLV, that is Revolve. Now if we dive a little bit deeper, clothing stores up 2% month on month. Now Revolve, that's an online play, but it just shows you the direction in which spending is going. And we've got online retail up 1% month on month. So shows you that Revolve is just positioned well to take full advantage of this trend. This is set to continue as we move forward because consumers still sitting on good balance sheets given all the saving they've been doing through lockdown. There's all the government stimulus as well that's giving them that additional cash. Now despite the big drops we've seen in growth plays out there in the markets across the board, we've got Revolve posting up some green on the day, just defying gravity. So this is a small sign of things to come in the play, big potential ahead of it. So to make sure you guys get entry on this one, and you know I like this play under $65. So next week in the markets, catch them on a slight pullback, ensure you get entry because we're going to take this one up to $85. Alright guys, so this week was a big week for earnings for the financials, but the show must go on next week. Okay, so we've got more plays coming out with their earnings. Now I've got a play I want to put on your radar for you guys to make entry on ahead of their earnings on Thursday. So we've got ticker symbol NUE, that's Nucor. Now this is a steel producer. If we look at the charts, this one's been on the tear this year. But if we home in and see what's been going on over the last couple of weeks, we've seen this one cool off from over $110 to where they're at right now in the 90s. And over the last couple of weeks, this one has been consolidating, i.e. trading sideways. You guys know I like to catch these plays when they're consolidating. So the channel that they've been moving in is around that $96, $97. And the low 90s where they're at right now, 92. So it's looking like good entry can be made at these types of levels. Now this play's been on the tear this year because the steel market is red hot. Now all the dynamics that made it a red hot market is set to continue as we move forward. There's still those supply constraints. There's still increased demand from the auto industry, the construction industry. As we continue to move through reopening, it's just going to continue to fuel the steel market. That's why I'm bringing this one to attention now, where they're at. As I say, earnings is coming up on Thursday, so it's an opportunity for you guys to get in on the play ahead of that. Now I'm liking the movement, that pullback, that cool off pre-earnings, and I'm expecting an earnings blowout. So there's an opportunity to cause a street surprise with this play. Now this is what we call a cyclical play. Okay, so this means they move with the time. So if the economy is going to do well, this play is generally going to do well, and the reverse is true as well, similar to the nails, which you guys are also in. So that means we're not in this play long term. The idea is to ride the momentum in this one as long as the steel market is hot. As I say, it's going to continue to be so as we move through the year. So it's an opportunity for you guys to make money. Any opportunities markets for you guys to make money, the family to make money, I'm going to let you know. So if you've been rocking the channel, you know what time it is. I'm new to the whole investing thing and bought high tide at $7.32. Dip is concerning me. Should I be worried? So to wrap this one up, I'm going to share some of you guys. But first up, shout out to Mezzo who replied saying not all, buy as many as possible. So it's good to see you guys looking out for each other down in the comment section, particularly for those new investors who might not be accustomed to the types of heat that the market can bring. Now, I already broke down high tide to you guys. I said we had a great earnings, okay, firing on all cylinders, increasing 100% year on year. So us investors, we should be 100% happy with their business momentum. Now when it comes to the stock price, the two can detach, and they often do in these markets, but it's often a golden opportunity for us to capitalize on any imbalances between where the stock price is at and where the business is at and where they're going. I told you guys, if we don't see momentum on earnings day, which we didn't, it's a retail focused play. So psychology is going to come into effect and you are going to see this one come down, and that's exactly what happened. You guys got to also know is we broke through that 3-month support at $7. So if it's going to break through the 3-month support, it's going to trend downwards, find their next support, or it's going to make a rebound upwards. So right now the high tide is just in limbo at the moment, but it's not a cause for concern. What you guys need to remember is you're sitting on a quality business, doing very well, EBITDA profitable, firing on all cylinders, revenue performing well, and they're continuing to expand. I think this week alone, or just over the last 10 days, they opened up about 2 retail outlets, which is going to continue to just improve that business and increase those numbers that we're going to see in their next set of financials. Often what happens with these growth plays is it gets bad before it gets good. Now, some of our channel's most successful plays, like a Revolve, for example, like a BCRX, like a Hire Car, all went down into no man's land before they made their spike upwards. That's exactly what's happening with high tide. Right now, they're in no man's land, but just know, as I say, you're sitting on a quality business. What you guys need to do, if you're in that play, just go and do some reading around the play. Just familiarize yourself with how well they're performing. It'll make it much easier to hold through volatile times. Also got to remember, the entire market is just eclipsed right now, okay? All of these plays came down today, 5-6%, these fast moving growth plays, okay? So it's not a cause for concern, it's an opportunity to pick up the stock, as Mezzo said. But I want to add a little bit of color to that. Make sure that you guys are diversified. Don't just put all your eggs in one basket. That's why we have a collection of plays in the portfolio, okay? So just because high tide's down right now doesn't mean all of your dry powder goes into it. Start looking at other plays as well, like a Danaos, like a Revolve, that I give you guys to help you build out a balanced portfolio. Make sure that you're moving in different lanes in these markets, and ultimately that's how we hit success. Alright guys, that wraps up for this one. If you've got any questions, drop down below and I get back to you. I want to say I appreciate you guys as we go through the weekend. You guys know I'm coming with the heat because the market is looking very juicy right now. There's a lot of opportunities. I want to make sure that we take full advantage of. So I'll catch you guys on the next one.